Yep, it's that time. It's time for another hog roast with our favorite sex pig, Jason Blaha. Woo! Let's do this. Okay, we are back. And we're doing a bit shoot roast. It's been a while. It's been a little while. I don't have much time. I have to get these in when I can, and there has to be some content to roast as well, because he's so fucking boring, isn't he? I mean, this is a guy with no social life whatsoever, a non-existent social life. All he does is stay in his cuck shack pretending to lift weights, you know, using fake plates mixed in with a couple of real ones. We know this. It's been proven many times. Well, the evidence is there, yeah? The only way we could prove it is to kick the door down on his cuck shack and actually check the weights. But, you know, we're never going to go into his cuck shack, are we? We're never going to see him in a real gym or a competition. No, he's just the king of the shit pile, the king of the nutters in his little cuck shack. Anyway, so a couple of my subscribers said, look, he's got an extra 1,000 subs now, so he's up at 111,000. Yeah, he's up at 111,000. So straight away I thought, let's get on to Social Blade and let's have a look. Let's see where these mysterious 1,000 subscribers came from. Bear in mind, this guy's got nothing to offer. He's disgusting to look at. He is an absolute disgrace to... It's a joke to even call him part of the fitness community. I mean, this is just a fat, middle-aged old man, a simp, a fucking loser that has no social life, as I said, who looks like shit, has never looked good, never worked a day in his life, but he thinks he's got some sort of coaching qualification. No qualification, no real ones anyway. But he's got some, he thinks he's got something to give, something to offer. Some sort of coaching. Why would you go to this guy for anything, really? What has he got to offer? Just name one thing. Doesn't even have to be strength and fitness. Nothing. There is nothing this guy has to offer. The only thing I can think of that he has to offer is look at his life and don't do any of it. Don't be like Jason Blaha. That is a positive. If you just look at his whole life, the lies, the you know, being excommunicated from his family, thrown out, losing everything he's ever had, and that wasn't much, and that was all taken from other women anyway. You know, look at his life and just do the exact opposite and you'll be happy. Because this guy is a miserable sack of shit that lives in a cuck shack in some shithole Section 8 housing unit where they put paedophiles and ex-cons. What has he got to offer? Anyway, so apparently he's got 1,000 subscribers, a new lump of subscribers. So, of course, the first thing you do is get onto Social Blade and you have a look. And it was only the other day. Here we go. This is us today, the 5th. Yeah, we're on the 5th of the 5th. Well, it was yesterday. Look, yesterday. He got 1,000 subscribers yesterday. So, how does that happen? You know, you get trickles. You get 2 or 3. You lose a couple. You get 2 or 3 more. You know, it goes up and down, yeah? You don't just suddenly get 1,000. 1,000 people, 1,000 different people decide to look for some fat old middle-aged bald bloke who never leaves his cuck shack to inspire them to train. 1,000 people, like, yeah, and they all subscribed. Is he that stupid? Does he think we're that stupid? Does he? I mean, there it is. There's the evidence. Look, 1,000 subs. How much does 1,000 subs cost? Maybe a couple, yeah, it's about 20 bucks, I think, $25. $25, 1,000 subs. So he probably had a, you know, he probably got his welfare check through. And he thought, I'm going to spend $25 on 1,000 subs because I've been on 110 for almost 3 years. He's been saving up his money. His shekels. Been shaving his shekels because he don't make anything from fucking YouTube. We can see that. Look. Don't forget, he puts out four videos a day, 3 or 4 videos a day. It used to be 5 or 6, but 3 or 4 videos a day. He's making between 2 and 30. Yeah, 29. 2 and 27. Yeah, but it's so if we're just playing devil's advocate, what, he's making $15 a day. Oh no, I don't care about the YouTube because I have so many subscribers. I got so many students because I'm a coach, you see. I'm a coach. I got so many students, so many MILFs want me to train them. MMA guys, I got fighters in the UFC. I've got powerlifters. I got CEOs of huge mega corporations. Oh yes, they all come to me because I am the greatest coach on the planet. He speaks with that accent because he's Czech, don't you know? He comes from a Czech fighting background, apparently. Yeah, so yeah, he's got CEO. I got CEOs, guys. CEOs of multinational companies, MILFs, so many MILFs, TSA agents that I like to massage with my anal intruder, and so many MILFs, so many students. Oh, I have middle class income, you can see that, and that's why I eat on a box. And I eat mashed potatoes because I have no teeth. Every morning eating a bowl of mashed potatoes. It's not mashed potato, it's rice, jasmine rice. I buy it with my food stamps. You know that cuck is on food stamps. He gets his welfare money that he's scamming because he pretends he's sick, yeah, and they give him food stamps. You know he gets food stamps. He probably saved up some food stamps, sold them to a crackhead, got the 25 bucks and bought himself 1,000 subs. That's probably, you know, they probably got a little trading thing going on in his shithole fucking Section 8 housing area that he lives in. They all trade food stamps and crack pipes and God knows what else. But yeah, anyway, going off on a tangent. He bought 1,000 subs yesterday. $25. 1,000 subs. It's there. Yeah. 1,000 people didn't just suddenly one day decide to fucking subscribe to his channel. If you believe that, you're a fucking idiot. Anyway, let's have a look at this. This is something I thought I'd have a quick look at. The cuck in his old t-shirt, his fucking 6-year-old t-shirt. I mean, the guy is just a fucking loser, isn't he? Eating on a box that he sits his big, fat, sweaty lunch lady arse on. And you know he doesn't wash. So that box would have bits of fucking sweat all over it. Shit on it from his fat ass because he's too fat to get and his arms are too sort of withered to get all the way around to wipe his ass properly. So there'd be crap. His ass would be caked in crap and excrement, and it would get on that box. Yeah, it'd soak into his black panties, his ranger panties that he's wearing to work out. It'd soak onto the box, and now he's eating on it. He's lost his bottles as well. You know, he had one bottle, didn't he, that he kept refilling from the tap. Now he's just down to a glass, because after a while those bottles get really useless. I know he said, I'm a prepper, guys, I'm a prepper. One of my subs, apparently he's a rucker as well. So he reckons he gets a rucksack off and goes trekking across the country, sets up a little base camp and does a bit of bushcrafting, and he's a prepper. And he can survive like Rambo out in the fucking woods on his own. This cuck, I said it before in a different video. This cuck nearly died when they had the power out. Yeah, when they had the power out because of a bit of snow in Texas a couple of months ago, he nearly died. This guy can't support himself. He's always lived off women, but he can't even physically support himself. He can't survive if his luxuries, which are, you know, water, running, the basic luxuries that we all enjoy in the West, yeah, electricity, all this stuff, you know, food that gets delivered via his food stamp system. You know, he probably gets care parcels left on his doorstep, you know, because he's in need. Anyway, he would die if that just suddenly switched off and he had to go and live in the woods for a couple of days, or just go off grid because something's happened, some post-apocalyptic sort of, yeah, whatever. He would be one of the first to die. He's not a survivalist. He would not survive. Yeah, he'd probably just kill himself because he hasn't got YouTube anymore. You know, he'd just stick a gun in his mouth and fucking kill himself or hang himself. Yeah, just as soon as the internet went down, he'd lose his mind and fucking kill himself. We know that. Yeah, but if he had to really go out and fend for himself in the wild, he'd be dead within hours. Anyway, this cuck here is actually in this video. This came out 2 days ago. He's trying to say when bodybuilders claim bench press is killing their chest gains. This guy's got tits. This guy has, you know, Fight Club Meatloaf style tits, big udders, milky udders, lactating tits. I'm not going to say it. But what does he know? He's got his whole upper body, his shoulder girdle, everything is so weak. I mean, it's not helped by huge thunder thighs and massive lower bottom. You know, big fat ass, big chunky thunder thighs, huge childbearing lunch lady hips, and the tiny petite frame above. Yeah, it's a typical sort of almost like South American kind of woman's body. You know, very sort of voluptuous. But he's got no chest, he's got no shoulders, no arms, no chest. Yeah, it's got guts, and that's where it starts growing from the gut down. But what is he talking about chest development when he has no idea of chest development?
But then you look at a lot of these guys bench, and then you can see why they think the bench isn't hitting their chest hard, right? How many of them, when they bench, first of all, they're flat back, no arch. What do we know from the data? That arching actually seems
he loves an arched back.
And I'm not talking about crazy arches that a tiny percentage, little bitty tiny percentage of powerlifters do. Most people can't do that, where you're only moving the bar 4 or 5 inches, right? Most people are not built to do that. I can't do that.
That's it. He just, I can't do that, and he just gives up. Just a loser, you know. What else do we have here? Oh, this old chestnut. Autism report. Juggernaut Fitness. It's from 2016, this one. This is the full video of him going mental on pretending he's a merc. Yeah, pretending he's a merc, threatening veterans. Do we need to go over this? No, fuck it, we're not going to go over that. But this is a cunt here. Look, he's got no chest development, no shoulders, nothing.
The third set, I didn't think I was going to get to 20. I got to about rep 15. I'm like, oh my god, I think I've only got 1 to 2 more reps.
Oh my god, I've only got 1 or 2 reps.
I should have started around rep 14. So I was surprised. Like I had to kind of
imagine that. Look, that's your life. That being all alone, all your own doing, but being all alone. Just all alone. That's fucking bad anyway, isn't it? Not having everyone you fucking meet doesn't want to be around you. Everyone that knows you online thinks you're an absolute fucking clown. You're a joke and a laughing stock of YouTube. But that is all you've got. I mean, that's a fucking terrible existence. And then every couple of days when you can, you know, when you're motivated enough to do some shitty workout on camera, yeah, you're using fake weights and all that stuff. Yeah, you're taking massive rests between exercises and you're just styling it out for the fucking camera and the channel. You know, you're not training hard, because people that train hard look like they train hard, you know. Look at Mike O'Hearn. Fucking, I don't care if he's taking gear or not. He trains hard. He's in that gym every day. Yeah. But this clown here, he thinks we believe that he's training every day. He don't train every day. That's why he has to recycle footage. He's always injured when he does train. Just a fucking bum. Just a fucking bum. Anyway, we are going to go back to this. Let's just remind ourselves what a fucking piece of delusional shit Blaha is. This is the whole clip.
People have started doing background checks around, and a bunch of info came to me a while back that during all the different lawsuit stuff going on, that some companies and CEOs and other people were digging into my background trying to pull information. Yes, I have a classified background. Yes, I have non-disclosure agreements. So technically anything that anyone finds about me, if they get a hold of it, it's illegal for them to have it. If they spread it around, they're guilty of espionage. So, Simon, if someone sent you any rumors of what the fuck I used to do, and you spread it around, you will go to prison for the rest of your fucking life. And so will the people who gave you the information, who got a hold of shit they're not supposed to get a hold of. No, I don't talk about my past because I used to work in intelligence. I worked in intelligence until I cracked under the stress from the PTSD, and then they terminated me and told me that if I ever talked about specifically what I did, that I would spend the rest of my life in prison. So yeah, I'm a little bit fucked up. I'm a little bit crazy.
See, the only reason, yeah, I know we're getting into this a little bit, but I didn't really want to because it's old news, isn't it? We know what a cocksucker he is. But the only reason he pretended to be a crazy, you know, loose cannon, fucking a bit wild, unpredictable, was to make people scared of him, you know? And all that, I'm an alpha male and I have that, you know, veterans see me and I've got a 1,000-yard stare and all this stuff, yeah? It was to try and just keep people away. Oh, you never know what I just might shoot you, I might blow your brains out. It was all to try and, it was like, you know, a spider with yellow dots on its back. It's to scare you off so you don't go sort of hunting him. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just, it's a fucking lie. It's a fake. And he is a fake. Everything about him's a fake. But he was just acting like a bit psycho, a bit loco, insane in the membrane, you know? He was acting like that because he wanted to just, you know, make himself seem unpredictable, a bit dangerous. And he's just a fat old queer that loves sucking other men's cocks. And, just the fucking biggest loser on YouTube.
And no, I was never in the military, but that doesn't mean that I didn't serve my country. That doesn't mean that I never risked my life for my country. It doesn't mean I never killed for my country. So when some of you guys who come in here in the comments, or some of you other public figures out there say shit like this, don't you fucking dare ever come up and say that shit to my face at an expo or a powerlifting meet. I don't give a fuck if you're a veteran. Normally I respect veterans. But if you come up and say that to my face at an expo, any of that bullshit that you guys say, your mouth is going to write a check that your ass cannot cash.
You see this little fat man waddling through the crowds of an expo, and he's trying to scare you off confronting him, yeah? Because this might be just after he got smashed in the face by someone the last time he went out and left his fucking cuck shack, yeah? Got that black eye, got his fucking arm bitten by a couple of lunatics. I don't know. But, yeah, real men fucking beat the shit out of him. But imagine a little fat man walking through the crowds, you know, with his big fucking fat ass and childbearing hips, looking a bit sort of retarded, and, you know, about 5'4", you know, dwarfed by normal people and women. Waddling through the crowds, and we're supposed to fear him. Don't go up to him at an expo. Ooh, he'll fucking kill you. Could kill anyone.
I can fucking promise you that. And Simon, you think that shit is funny? You want to make jokes about that? First of all, the Illuminati's not fucking real. It's a bunch of shit the Muslims made up on the fucking internet for the conspiracy world.
The Muslims. It's the Muslims, guys, the Muslims.
So if you even believe in that, you're a fucking retard, or you're a Muslim extremist, so which one is it? And number two, you think killing people's fucking funny? Well, I can tell you that everyone I know who's ever killed anybody, myself included, from the moment you kill your first person, you're pretty well fucked in the head for the rest of your life. I still have nightmares about the first time I killed somebody. I still remember his brains fucking blowing out everywhere, and that shit is shit that I see in my dreams still to this day. So you think it's funny?
That's all it ever was, in his dreams. He's just a fucking loser, isn't he? A fucking idiot. Just a cunt. I just wish that he still lived in the UK, because I'd drive my little van down there, I'd knock on his door. Hello, is Mr. Blaha here? I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you gained something from it. I don't like doing these. I just don't like watching this fucking idiot anymore. It's really annoying. I like watching Natural Hypertrophy's roasts, because he's got some inside info, you know. So he's got someone on the inside getting the info, and it's new stuff. But because his life now is so fucking boring and dull, he even wears the same t-shirt every day. There's not much there, is there? There's the odd ment here and there, but he's so terrified. Yeah, and he's so scared, and he has to try and keep up this charade, this lie that he's a coach, and he can't let anything out. Can't let even the slightest detail out. As soon as he goes off topic, you know, he tried doing that fucking massage gun, or he did that little podcast with that guy who didn't know about him, and then he just erased it afterwards. Just fucking got it off the internet and off his page. You know, as soon as anything leaks out, then he just gets hammered. That's why his life is so small now. It's so small. And there's nothing coming out because he's doing nothing. He won't leave that cuck shack. All he does is pretend to work out using fake weights and having massive breaks in between sets and all that stuff. We know that, don't we? And his life is so shit and boring. And he's an incel. He's a simp and an incel. He is. Anyway, fuck it. You go and watch it. I don't want to watch this shit. He's just the biggest loser, and it makes you feel depressed when you see this cuck, and it getting worse and worse. You know, if you compare his videos from back when he was with that fucking crackhead tranny Man Cookie, you know, he was a bit more sort of flamboyant, wasn't he? You know, a bit cocky, a bit full of himself, you know. But now he's just been beaten down to just not even trying anymore. He's given up, and he's just going through, almost like just going through the motions, you know. He's not getting anywhere. That's why he had to stick 1,000 subs on, to try and convince people that, you know, that he's a successful coach, and you know, and he's got an extra 1,000 subs. It's gone up. It hasn't gone up. Look, it's 1,000 subs on one day. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen unless you buy it. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. So like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a family. I'm out of here.